Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Gillette Stadium. A beautiful night for the beautiful game presented by United Healthcare. Revs 2, North Texas, here in Foxborough. League One action. Both of these teams coming off of a win, so tonight should be a fun one. Buckle up. There could be a lot of goals, but we'll get to that in just a second because we're going to take a look at the standings. And if you look at these numbers, it just shows how strong League One is. We're in Week 12. Union Omaha up top, just one above Greenville. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. I feel like the count from Sesame Street. It's going to get all mixed up over the next few weeks in League One action. But we're going to take a look at the player to watch. He's starting on the bench tonight, and this is brought to you by Santander Bank. And this is Michael Sekulius, and he is a cool customer. This goal, did you see Nani last night for Orlando City against Inter Miami? Upper 90, that is exactly what Sekulius did. That is a cool goal right there, folks. And for North Texas, they're coming off, I told you, they're coming off of a win, and it was a big one over Greenville. 3-0 the other night. Defensive, stalwart, but then turning around, banging it home. 3 goals on that one. They're going to be looking to be road warriors tonight and get a few more on the other side. New England is going to be looking for the clean sheet. That is what they want. So, this is it. New England playing host to North Texas when we come back here on ESPN+. Welcome back to Gillette Stadium, everybody. I'm Bruce Silverman. This game presented by United Healthcare, and the man in the middle is Jeremy Shearer. He'll have the Barbasol. You see it on the hip right there, and he'll set the ball down. This is going to be a fun one. Looking forward to it. And let's get the thoughts of Clint P.A. on his opponent, North Texas.
Yeah, we just got to make sure we come to compete. They're going to be a team with good energy, as you said, and they put you under pressure from minute one, and we just have to be able to match that energy and hopefully be able to be creative and produce some opportunities in front of the goal for us to score.
All right, everybody, I want to introduce you to the players that will be on the pitch. This brought to you by Michelob Ultra, proud partner of the New England Revolution. Earl Edwards is in the pipes for the Revs tonight, and he's there because they want to get him some reps and some experience, especially with the international games coming up. And right up top, Presley, Renix, and Rivera. We'll take a look at the visitors right now. And North Texas comes in, and the guy that you really want to keep your eye on is 16-year-old Noel Buck. He's wearing number 61 on this one, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Folks, pay attention. We are going to see some players in this game that you're going to be seeing in MLS in very, very short order. So there's Jeremy Shear. He'll put it down. We'll get started. Both of these teams come in towards the bottom of the table, but a win for each of these teams, either one, will put them into a playoff position. And I know we're early in the season. I know we're not even halfway through, but it is going to be a really good League One season. A lot of drama is to take place, a lot of great play. These players know what's at stake, and you're looking at the visitors right now. They are wearing the white tops with the red shorts, and they are looking to keep their streak alive. They had a 3-0 win against Greenville last time out. Last time out for the Revs, it was at Forward Madison, and it was a 2-0 win. Last 3 games out for New England, they have scored 2 goals. So the visitors get us started. They will be going from right to left on your screen. And in the red, white, and blue, as you would expect from the New England Revolution 2, they'll go from left to right. They settle the ball down, bringing it up top, and then moving it around. O'Hearn will go back for Futh. And Kaya. And they'll just work the back line, try to spread everything out. New England, Clint P.A. telling me the other day he wants to have a clean sheet in this one. He'd love to have another 2-goal performance out of his club, but he wants the clean sheet for Earl Edwards tonight. North Texas doing a good job of preventing them from getting on their side of the pitch. Time to take a look at the keys to the game. Geico is a proud sponsor of the New England Revolution. And I just talked about it. The clean sheet is what Clint P.A. wants. And North Texas, they want to score goals. It's kind of a yin and a yang type situation. Ball going all the way over the top. And for Futh, is going to have to get it all the way back to Edwards. Edwards, out of California, San Diego native, UCLA grad, 29 years old. Oldest man on the pitch right now for either club. And we're here in the second minute. And they're just going to play catch back there. New England trying to find those passing lanes. And North Texas making it very difficult for them to find it. Slowing things down into the circle. O'Hearn plays it back. And once again, New England having a hard time moving forward. Finally getting it out to Spalding. Now into the final third. Pressure, and they'll have to go back into the middle. New England just trying to find the space right now. Turning it around, going outside. Here's Connor Presley. Michelle into the box. That's headed out. Tracked down by Spalding. Defended by Bernard Kamunga. And he's a great story we'll get to in a moment. And there's our first stoppage of play with an injured player down. And Michelle, the 19-year-old out of Rio de Janeiro, is the man on the infraction. And he'll get a talking to. We're going to take a look at that, and Dominic Hernandez is on his feet, and that's a good thing. Ball up in the air. And that 50-50, that's just a dangerous play. Michelle and Hernandez. Michelle at 5'5", and Dominic a little bit taller than that. We'll get into the 4th minute. take a look at the injury report brought to you by Shields Healthcare, a proud partner of the New England Revolution. McDonsa is out for the Revs. And for North Texas, they've got 2 injured. A little fight for the ball on the outside. And that's cleared out, and another stoppage of play on North Texas' side of the pitch. And another player down, and that one looks like Mr. Spalding. Nope. Check that. That's Rio Ramirez. And once again, Michelle booked in the 4th minute. Did not get the yellow card the first time out. But the second time he takes that challenge, he does in fact get booked for it. This replay brought to you by NL. And you see the yellow card in the 4th minute for Michelle. And you've already seen him be aggressive. So what will this do for his play? What will it do for Clint P.A. in terms of Michelle and how aggressive he has been early on, already putting 2 visitors on the turf? Stolen away and nicely. And the whistle stops the play right there. Damon Rivera with the steal. So we'll start back up on New England's side of the pitch. And they'll play catch up top. There's Michelle with the touch. And he'll go all the way down. Rivera inside the 6, punched away by Shuttler. And New England will settle it down in the final third. Michelle out wide for Spalding. Now Rosansky. Back to Spalding. And they're just going to play catch, top of the pitch. Michelle gets into the mix. Good ball movement. Some good defense there by North Texas. And New England stays on it. Spalding trying to find some clearance. They'll keep it in the final third. Now into the box, cleared out. O'Hearn. And he blasts his way through. Presley, back to Michelle. That left foot will go in, and a nice touch save by Shuttler at 6'1", 175, the 21-year-old out of UVA. One hands it away. And here's another NL replay. The head is on by Presley, and the one-handed save by Shuttler. He was a first-team ACC goalkeeper while he was at UVA. First player for the Cavaliers to do that since Tony Meola. And here's an in-swinger coming up, served up by Rosansky. 24 years old, played his college ball also in the ACC at Maryland. And that whistle will end that opportunity. So already Jeremy Shear being very, very active on the whistle, keeping both of these teams in check. Shuttler gets it started. And New England feeling the pressure. They're able to break the line. And the ball will work its way forward. That ball pinballing around. Sent down the pitch. Alex Bruce is able to get it forward, but the ball will work its way all the way back to Earl Edwards Jr. Coming down from the first team. Scouting report on Edwards. Experienced leader. He's a great distributor from the back. He likes to communicate with his back line. And he is a shot stopper. North Texas, great ball movement all the way down. Here's Hernandez. Over to Ferreira. And that's cleared out. So everybody will stay where they are. Throw in coming up. And Ferreira will do the honors. Ferreira is a FC Dallas Academy product. And he'll survey his options here in the 9th. Pushing it towards the middle. Comes back for the ball. And here's Gomez for Dos Santos. Back to Gomez. Ramirez surveying his options. And he chips it too far. And Ferreira is unable to handle it. Edwards will kick this one away. He'll sit it down, survey his options. We just talked about his distribution skills. And he's directing traffic right now. Talked about it at the top, both of these teams coming off of clean sheet wins. And Edwards finds his intended target. Presley feeling pressure from behind, and the pressure was coming from Rayo. Michel pushing it up top. Rivera into the box. Has to push it out. Ball will come back in, headed up and away. And Ferreira pushing it forward. A little give and go, he gets it back. And North Texas finding some passing lanes here. Now working it laterally and then vertically. Over the top, flag stays down. Opportunity for Alex Bruce. He has to ride it out. Ferreira will pick it up. Waldeck. Now Ramirez. They work it up top. Now in the 11th minute. Back to Waldeck. Third round pick in the 2020 Super Draft. And North Texas will have to work it all the way back onto their side of the pitch to regroup. Ramirez to Gomez. And Gomez will go back to his keeper, who's well outside his office. And that right foot is strong over the top. Running on it and running over it. And Kaya. That's actually pronounced Kaye. If you think about it, with a guy with the name of Pierre Kaye, that can be a lot of fun for a broadcaster if he actually finds his way to the back of the net. Rayo getting it out to Maldonado, and that will work its all the way back, and Edwards will stop it. So Edwards will slow things down and then send it forward. O'Hearn will go back. Kaye to Spalding and back. Verfuth previously played at Loudoun United in the championship. Michel will go back. Rosansky for Spalding. Spalding previously played with NCFC, North Carolina Football Club, now in League One. And you're starting to see the speed from Kamunga. A refugee from Tanzania went to an open tryout with North Texas. His brother made him go. And Eric Quill, his coach, very, very high on the skills of Kamunga. Loves to play one-on-one. You already saw the speed. Believes he has MLS skills. Came over when he was 14 years old. Came to Texas as a refugee when he was 14 years old. Now playing in League One with an opportunity to play for FC Dallas. Spalding for O'Hearn. And they work it from left to right. Here's Presley. Has to go back. Rosansky will serve it up. That ball is punched out by Maldonado. And North Texas getting on it. Kamunga turns his back on it, sends it backwards. Maldonado catches up with it. Dos Santos will look to switch sides. Ferreira past the stripe. Not enough on that one. He was trying to catch up with Raya. Waldick works its way back to Ramirez. Gomez, strong right foot. Nobody home for North Texas, and that will be gobbled up by Edwards. He'll move it back into the box. Push it out. And Colin Verfuth, Virginia Tech product. Spalding. Colin. O'Hearn. And North Texas giving the Revs the space they need to move the ball forward. Spalding from Michelle and back. Now out wide. Kaye. And here's a good ball for Buck. First touches for Noel Buck. 16 years old, just signed an official contract with Revs 2. He's played all 9 games for the Revolution this season. Now with his 5th start, and he's the leading scorer for the Revs with 3. And Kaye will catch up with that one, send it all the way back to his keeper, who quickly sends it forward for Michelle. And here's Buck, finding some space, good movement. Here comes the Revolution into the box, and that is going to trickle wide. New England wanted a point at the spot. They're not going to get it. Renix, the 22-year-old homegrown player, is making his case, and you see it once again. Thought he was tripped up, but he does not get the call. Renix, 22 years old, out of Southampton, Massachusetts, played his college ball at Indiana University. Waldick will play some catch. Ball sent forward, but then sent back in the other way by Kaye. Both of these teams right now just trying to feel each other out, trying to find the space. Neither one playing with a tremendous amount of urgency, although you're seeing a little bit better ball movement currently by the Revolution. Spalding, Rosansky, and he sends it down the line. Rivera has to push it away. Spalding. And this is kind of what we've seen so far. North Texas giving the space for New England to come down. Now in the box, and that is on the outside of the net, as Noel Buck was looking for his 4th on the year. His brother also with this club. We'll take a look at another NL replay here in the 17th. That left foot, and he was trying to just inch it in, but he finds the outside of the net. But a big week for the 16-year-old as he signs his first pro contract. He's 5'11", 160. And the whistle goes against Pierre Kaye. He played his college ball at Temple, 21 years old. And so we talked about it. Jeremy Shear already very, very active, and we're only in the 18th minute. And we're back underway. North Texas need to find a little bit of sense of urgency as that ball goes out of play, and Presley was looking to play it quickly but has to wait for everybody as he throws it back for O'Hearn to throw it in. He'll do it around midfield. Surveying his options. Saw what he likes down the line, trying to find Presley, and Gomez is able to get around him, but New England comes up with it. Here's Presley on the outside, will serve it into the box. That's sent back forward, save by Shuttler. And a great exchange by New England as they're trying to find the way to the back of the net. They haven't been able to get that shot past Shuttler yet. Those outstretched arms by the 21-year-old out of UVA. New England back on it. Possession arrow definitely belonging to the Revolution here at home. And this is a big park. And New England right now taking advantage of it. O'Hearn carrying it forward, handing it off to Spalding. Back to O'Hearn. Surveys his options. Colin Verveerth. And New England will have to play it back. They play with a three-man line. They're playing a 3-4-3 this evening. Presley was trying to go right between Ferreira's legs. That doesn't happen. Here's North Texas on the counter. And Hernandez trying to lead. And those leading passes trying to catch up with Kumunga, who has such great speed, and we've seen him overrun the passes already a few times on the evening. And that's something that he's going to have to learn to control that speed and really check on that ball, see how it's coming, see how he can run on it, and see how he can play it off the bounce. Because when he learns how to do that, folks, it is going to be lightning in a bottle. But right now, New England has to play it back. They'll reset. Kaye for Spalding. You see Spalding, the midfielder, coming back to help out. O'Hearn for Presley. He's got some space, goes down the line. Has Michelle near the corner. He's going to try to take on two. That's punched away. It will stay with New England just to the left of the flag. Michelle surveying his options. And he went to Renix. Renix has to push it back for Futh. Kaye. And here's Rosansky. Spalding, and they'll work the left side and then go back. Finding that passing lane, finding Buck now into the 18. That ball is punched away. And another corner coming up for the Revolution here in the 21st. No score, but not for the lack of trying by the Revolution. And that man right there, Colin Shuttler, has shut down the Revolution so far this evening. And this corner is brought to you by JetBlue, a proud partner of the New England Revolution. This will be another in-swinger. They do have the short option, and that is exactly where they go. Michelle serves it in. Renix was trying to run on it and was unable to put his head on it. Ball will get cleared out. Here comes Ramirez. Takes a little shove. Gets back on his feet. Well done. And you saw good defense by the 21-year-old Kaye. Waldick, he'll switch sides. And North Texas will push forward. Kumunga trying to push his way, pass to himself. But he did earn the corner as Spalding, last touch. So we'll see what North Texas decides to do from this corner. First one that the Revolution will face on the evening. And you'll see what Spalding sets up in front of him. Derek Waldick, 23 years old, out of Stanford, will serve it up. And once again, this corner brought to you by JetBlue. And here's another in-swinger. And Jeremy Shear will settle everybody down. Rio Ramirez, the 23-year-old, is the closest to Waldick. And Spalding right behind him. Look for Waldick to play it into the middle of the box. That's where he goes. It's headed out. And Michelle is cut down as he was off to the races, and that's a yellow card for Mr. Rayo. And that's in the 24th minute. And they'll replay to show this one. The corner is headed out, and Michel with that speed is cut down. If he's not, if Rayo doesn't take him down, it would have been Michel going all the way down to try to take on Colin Shuttler. That would have been a lot of fun to watch. But that is a pro yellow card for the 19-year-old. For Vuth, O'Hearn. And we've seen this movie before. The Revolution just taking their time, looking for their spots, finding Presley. Now O'Hearn. For Vuth, Kaye will bring it forward. He's got all kinds of space. North Texas just allowing them to come into the final third, now into the box. A lot of defense there, and a good save once again by Shuttler. Presley inside the 6. If he put any kind of pace on that shot, he just stuck his foot out, just tried to direct it into the net, but Shuttler was there to jump on it. And you see the way this develops. Good defense by North Texas, even better by the Revolution to find the passing lanes, and Shuttler shuts them down once again. Gomez sending it forward for Ferreira. Waldeck sends it back. And Ferreira will send it forward. Here's Michel, very active on the day. He gets shut down. And Spalding, look what I found. He'll come the other way. And New England once again in the final third. We've seen this movie before. Like to see New England get into the final third and not go backwards. They have had good opportunities. They've had good looks at goal. They just need to find the back of the net. Another opportunity here. That one's knocked away. Ball still in the 18. Buck was trying to get the shot off. He's denied. And for North Texas, when they get on transition, they've got to get up and go. They've gone over the top a few times, and here's another opportunity to go there. And that one goes out of play. Not quite sure why the Academy product Ferreira gave up on that one. North Texas needs to get the ball on the counter, and they need to push it up the field. They just don't seem to have the engine to want to go that way. New England has all kinds of time, all kinds of space to get into the final third. That's when North Texas wants to play defense. If North Texas decides to press a little bit, it's going to be very interesting to see what the Revolution decide to do against the press. They haven't seen it yet. We're seeing it there just momentarily, but we haven't seen everyone in a white kit try to make New England earn their way into the final third. Another ball down the pitch, and that is not going to get to Kamungo. So the throw in by Spalding. And now to Presley. Presley will work it into the middle. O'Hearn for Vuth. Kaye. And again, all that space. The pass was off the mark, but the idea was there. Kamungo looking for Alex Bruce, and that will find its way all the way back to Earl Edwards, and Edwards really has not been challenged the same way that Colin Shuttler has. For Vuth, for Kaye. And here's New England once again into the final third. Ball at their feet, ball in front. Served into the middle, nobody home. And North Texas with an opportunity. Rayo was leading the charge. Now going over the top, trying to lead Kamungo, and Kamungo with all of that speed can't catch up with that one. So North Texas trying something a little bit different. Putting their foot on the gas, moving forward, but they've got to connect on those passes. They're looking for Bernard Kamungo, but they just haven't been able to get the ball at his feet. If they can figure out how to get the ball at his feet when he can run onto that ball and take his chances against Earl Edwards, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. flag goes up here in the 29th minute. New England looking like the better team early in this match, but no score on either side. Both of these teams coming off of clean sheets. For North Texas on Wednesday, it was a clean sheet 3-0 win at Forward Madison. For the Revolution, it was a 2-0 win. And here's Spalding. Michelle, he'll lift it forward. Looking for Buck. And that ball is just ushered out by Dos Santos. Nice job by Dos Santos using that frame, that big frame that he has, to shield the ball from the 16-year-old Buck. And Allison Dos Santos with that right foot finds Rayo. Ball goes out of play, and it will belong to New England. So an unforced error by North Texas. And Michelle working it back to Spalding. Kaye for Vuth. And here's Presley into the middle. And you see the way Michelle just keeps working his way around into the middle, top, right. He'll move everywhere. He's got that speed. Not very tall, but he likes to direct the ball into the passing lanes. And here's Vervuth calling for it. Finds Michelle. Now Presley. Presley will push it back to Michelle. He looked at goal and went sideways. Found Rosansky. Vervuth. Kaye. He'll carry it forward. He's got Rivera and back. Vervuth finds O'Hearn and back. And there's Bruce putting a little bit of pressure on. Spalding pushing it forward. North Texas with the steal. Bruce trying to find a way to clear it out. Whistle will stop play as he got tangled up with Ryan Spalding. And Allison will come up. Send it back. Colin Vervuth with a lot of touches already. That central defender. Ball goes forward. Last touch by Rivera. Quick throw. Finds Hernandez. And here comes Rayo. Has to pull up the brakes. Wait on his teammates and then bring it forward. Best opportunity so far for North Texas. Kamungo. Ferreira. And that's knocked away. Outstanding defense by New England. Best chance. And North Texas thought they had a corner coming up. And we've got an injured player down for the Revolution. And Bruce pleading his case, but he's not going to win it here in the 33rd minute. But that's what I was talking about. You see Alex Bruce, the captain. And that's O'Hearn, slow to get up. And we're going to take a look at it right here. Kamungo trying to get it out to Ferreira. Trying to pull it back, pass into the middle. That's cleared as Bruce was running on it. Bruce didn't think that he was the last one to touch it. And it will be Edwards who will kick it away. And as I was saying, best opportunity for North Texas. That was the first play that they really tried to put pressure on the Revolution on the counter. And if they can go to that again and again, they could get a lot of success with that combination of Bruce and Kamungo. Kaye sending it forward for Buck. Buck sending it forward. Nobody home. Just too much on that pass, getting right past Rivera. Gomez to Allison and back. Shuttler with that right foot. 50-50 won by Spalding. Bruce sending it over for Gomez. Kaiser Gomez. He'll send it down the pitch. Ferreira centers. That ball is headed up in the air. Well defended by Kaye. And Rivera will lead the charge. And he gets pulled. No card, but it will stop play momentarily here in the 34th, almost the 35th minute. And we're going to take another look at this play right here. And you see the tug of the jersey, Maldonado pulling on Damian Rivera. So there's an opportunity for Rosansky, and he just hands it off. O'Hearn to Rosansky. Bruce just keeping him honest. Another opportunity in the final third for New England. They'll serve it into the box. And an unforced error almost gives a golden opportunity for Noel Buck. If he was able to control that one, would have been looking for his fourth. Highlight out by Shuttler, and that ball will go out of play. A little bit more life, a little bit more vertical attack by North Texas. And I have a feeling when they go into the locker room, North Texas coach Eric Quill will point to a couple of these opportunities that they've had and encourage his team to go a little bit more vertical, put the foot on the gas, and try to just take it right at Earl Edwards. For New England, good ball movement, good opportunities in the final third. They just haven't been able to capitalize as of yet. Here's Spalding, defended by Waldick. Spalding right at the elbow, pushes it back out. That served into the box, and Shuttler was waiting on it. Shuttler will slow everything down, have an opportunity just to roll it out. Dos Santos to Maldonado. And Rayo is knocked down by Spalding. Spalding will let Jeremy Shear know what he thinks. Spalding is 23 years old, 5'7", 150. Kamungo trying to catch up to that ball in a battle with O'Hearn. But O'Hearn is able to shield it off. He's from Montville, Pennsylvania. Played his college ball at Georgetown. And before he joined the Revolution, he played in USL 2 with Treasure Coast down in Florida. And that goes down the pitch, knocked away. And North Texas will control. Maldonado over the top. And that will belong to Edwards. And you see Rayo with the speed and not a lot of space between that goal line and the boards. Found his way into the boards. Good sportsmanship and picking them up. And Edwards will kick this one away here in the 38th minute. Most of the opportunities in this game belong to New England. Couple of opportunities as of late for the visitors. Kamungo will catch up with it. Here's Waldeck. Kamungo serving it up. Spalding heading it away. Michelle will pick it up, slow things down, and push it out for Spalding. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL Championship and many other elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Now the ball in the final third, but stolen away by Dos Santos. Back to Waldick. Waldick will send it forward. Now Kamungo is on the left side as Eric Quill has mixed things up a little bit, but over Kamungo's head, and O'Hearn will throw that one in. So this is exactly the way that Clint PA has drawn it up. Build from the back, go station to station, take advantage of the space that North Texas is giving, get it into the final third, and take your chances. It's a very patient game for New England, and almost every trip down the pitch has looked exactly like this one. Pushing it forward, getting into the middle, making a decision whether the opportunities are there or going backwards. Kamungo playing some defense. Presley in the box, serving it in all the way through. The question of the day is, was it touched by Shuttler? It was. So this corner is coming up. And JetBlue is the sponsor of our corners today, proud partner of the New England Revolution. And we get to take another look. This one brought to you by NL. Kamungo with the defense. Presley takes the shot and just deflected away by Shuttler. Looks like they'll go short again to Michelle. As there's nobody inside the 6 for the Revolution. They don't go to Michelle. They go all the way back to Spalding. Now Michelle. Michelle feeling a little bit of pressure. The ball is stolen away by Rayo. Now the ball sent forward. We see a little bit of that speed. Still a little too much pace to catch up with Kamungo. And that is another conversation that Eric Quill needs to have with his club. They need to get the ball to Kamungo, and they've just been pushing it a little too far away from him. They've just got to figure out a way to connect and lead him forward to take his chances on Earl Edwards. This is what North Texas is doing. They're sending the ball over the top, and it goes all the way back to Earl Edwards. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ plus community throughout the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. Edwards will kick this one away. And here's Michelle off to the races. Opportunity to go one-on-one, and great defense by Kaiser Gomez. Ball still inside the 18. Renix was able to get a shot off, but the 22-year-old didn't put a lot on it. He's had 2 scoring opportunities, and he just hasn't been able to get a lot of oomph behind it, the homegrown talent. And North Texas bringing it the other way, led by Hernandez. Here's Kamungo back on the left. And he pushes it back for Waldick. Now forward, and that back heel. Little miscommunication. Nice back heel, but they just couldn't catch it up. 43rd minute, we'll take a look at this NL replay. So it all starts with Edwards going over the top. Michelle waiting on it, plays it right off that foot, goes towards the 18, ridden off by Gomez. Dos Santos can't clear it. Renix comes up with it, and he just couldn't get enough on it. If he had just stepped into it and really put some oomph into it, this might be a 1-0 game here in the 43rd, but we stay knotted at 0-0. Kamungo, and he's got friends to the left and the right. Slows things down, gets pushed by Renix. Ferreira ridden off the ball, but an opportunity here for North Texas in the 44th. And this is going to be a good striking opportunity for the visitors late in the half. Ball will get sent down. The 23-year-old out of Stanford will use the left foot. A lot of bodies on the 18, and the captain surveying his options. He'll back off. He's got Bruce about 14 out. Sending it high towards Edwards. Nobody is able to run onto it. Wasted opportunity for North Texas as Edwards kicks it away. Ferreira steals it away. Ramirez. Dos Santos has to go back. Gives it to Maldonado, and Maldonado gives it back to Dos Santos. Waldick for Dos Santos. We're in the 45th. Here's Ramirez, double teamed, knocked away. Here comes Renix. Trying to lead Presley. Presley will get there. Just outside the box, he'll serve it in. Good defense, Renix trying to come back on it. And we'll stay where we are. This corner is going to be brought to you by JetBlue. 4th of July weekend starts with a bang when the USL on ESPN continues on Saturday, July 3rd. It's a Golden State clash as San Diego Loyal plays host to the Sacramento Republic. Saturday, July 3rd at 7 p.m. on ESPN2. And we're going to have 1 minute of added time for your viewing pleasure, and another in-swinger coming up as the Revs are going to try to get on the board before the break. Shuttler is there to shut them down once again. United Healthcare is bringing you this 1 minute of action. Here's Waldick. He'll push it forward. Left foot finds his intended target in Bruce. Here's Hernandez pulling up the brakes. Goes out wide. Maldonado into the box, and Edwards is there. Highlights it out. Michelle picks it up. He's got some running room. Presley will be on the right. That's where he goes. Presley just outside the box. Gomez defending him. Michelle pushes it out. Rosansky will lead. Spalding. He slows things down. We're in borrowed time. Rosansky for Spalding. Shear's going to give him one more opportunity. Will they take it? No, they will not. We play 46 minutes plus. Nobody has scored yet. But don't go away. We got a lot more action on the other side. We'll have halftime and a lot more when we come back. 0-0 at Gillette between the Revolution and North Texas. Don't go away. This League One action on ESPN+. Welcome back to New England, everybody. The Revs 2 and North Texas. And this game is brought to you by Gillette. Want to take you to Wednesday night in League One action. How many goals am I going to give you? How about 8? Let's roll the tape.
And we're off and running. It's Greenville and Madison here to begin the USL's League One action this week. Again, gets right by Abdi Mohammed, tackle from behind, and looks like we may have a PK call here, and indeed we do. Fires and puts it in right down the middle. And forward Madison with the lead against Greenville on the road, 1-0. Plays it to the top. Malloy strikes. It's in. And a brace just like that. 15 minutes on for the Irishman. Aaron Malloy, what a strike. Cabelanes to the end line. Plays it over. It's flicked in. Greenville gets one back here in the 29th minute. And it seems to be Andrew Booth that got the touch. And yes, the kit is reversible black. For the first half now, we're into the pink in the second half. Polak, Morel, tiptoeing the line very well, puts it in, headed up by Malloy. Polak fires off target, it's off Fuson.
Penalty.
And a penalty. A card as well on Fuson and a chance for the triumph.
Half-headed by Fernandez. Well, you can definitely see the movement. Fuson lifted his arm.
Lomas fires, and we're all equal here in minute 68, his 8th of the season. 2-2. They both find a point. A 2-0 lead for Madison turns into an equal match at the end.
Toronto 2 and Tormenta. An hour and a half past scheduled kickoff, but able to get this underway. There's the whistle. Singh's going to take it, and he fires and scores! Luke Singh, perfect placement, and the breakthrough. Toronto 2 on top. This is played forward. Maples using his speed to get there. Delivers to Nelson, who deposits it into the back of the net. Got the lead in half. On the quick throw-in, Liati with the cross, and it's deposited home by Stefan Muller, his first goal of the year. Luke Singh and Jaden Nelson. And here's a turnover. Aviles gave it away. Jaden Nelson, he scores. It's a brace for Nelson. Pushed it into the corner. Tormenta able to retrieve. And a hard foul. And a straight red has been shown. Kobe Franklin has been sent off. Final on this Wednesday night, Toronto FC 2. It takes down Tormenta 3-1.
I wasn't going to let anything get in my way of achieving my goals, which were to be a professional soccer player. So the first opportunity I got at preseason, when a teammate asked like if I was dating a girl or something, I just came out to a bunch of my teammates at dinner and said, no, I'm gay. All I needed to do was that one time, because then I didn't lie. Your sexuality should never limit you from playing the sport you love.
They're struck off the crossbar and in. What an answer by San Diego. Music in.
McCrary brings it down to his chest. Jordan McCrary has tied it here. Takes a hard strike, saved by Robovic.
Welcome back inside Gillette Stadium. This game brought to you by Gillette. It's 0-0 after 45 plus 1. And time to take a look at news and notes around League One. What can we tell you? Well, we got a lot to tell you. Playing for Pride. Check out USLLeague1.com for news on various entities raising money during the month of June. It's Pride Month. Substitute Juan Galindrez scored twice to power Chattanooga at home in a comeback on Sunday. How's that coming off the bench? That is power for the Red Wolves. And we'll sort out the top. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. The numbers just all the way go from 18 to 9, and that is the top 11. Union Omaha and Greenville just 1 point apart at the top. We take a look at the scores from around the league. We start on Wednesday. Greenville and Forward Madison 2-2. Toronto 3-1, and they're getting ready to go back north of the border. On Friday, North Carolina gets their first win in League One. At the half today, Chattanooga and Greenville won. 25 minutes in, Fort Lauderdale over Toronto. And Union Omaha and Tucson just getting kicked off. I was in Cancun last week, and I saw a guy wearing a Union Omaha hat. So how about that? South of the border, they're talking about League One. Upcoming schedule in the league. On Wednesday night, a doubleheader, Forward Madison and this New England Revolution, and a game being played in Georgia. Toronto is going to go there. On the 3rd, we've got 4 of them. Richmond hosting North Texas. South Georgia home once again. Union Omaha will host the Red Wolves. And out in the desert, Fort Lauderdale, from one hot area to another. So, this is the score after 46 minutes. New England and North Texas trying to find the back of the net. When we come back, we'll be able to answer the trivia question, did anybody score in this match, this first matchup of the year between New England and North Texas? They drew both games a year ago. Don't go away on ESPN+. Welcome back to Gillette. 0-0 after 45 plus 1. Both of these teams coming off of wins the last time out. Both of these teams with clean sheets the last time out. And right now, both teams with clean sheets. Time for us to take a look at the highlights, and Gillette is bringing you these as well. We start off where most of the action has been throughout the first half, and that's Michelle serving it up the head, and Colin Shuttler ushers it away. Just more action. Here's Buck, the 16-year-old, finds the outside of the net, leading scorer for the Revolution. He has 3 in 8 games. Another opportunity, that is Spalding taking a rip with the left foot, but Shuttler shuts him down. More from the Revolution. Just shows you how dominant they were in the first half. Presley just not enough on that one, and Shuttler shuts that one down. You get to take another look. Ball just kind of pinballing around, finds Presley's feet, but Presley was just not there. And here's an opportunity for Ferreira. Trying to serve it in, trying to find Bruce. It's knocked out. Bruce thought that it was last touched by the Revolution, thought there should have been a corner. This was a great opportunity. Edwards starting it up. Finds Michelle on the all-out sprint. He's ridden off the ball by Gomez. And an opportunity here by Renix, and he just couldn't put a lot on it. And Shuttler, once again, outstanding first half for Colin Shuttler. So the stats are going to be shown to you now, and those come from Geico, another proud sponsor of the New England Revolution. 7 shots to none. The possession, 65-35. It felt probably more like 75-25, but the only stat that ever matters is the one up top, and that is the goals, and it's 0-0. We switch sides, red, white, and blue. Going from right to left will be the Revolution, and in the white tops and the red shorts is North Texas. They'll go from left to right. Both of these teams looking for 3 points. 3 points would get them into a playoff position. I know we're only in week 13, but 3 points will get you into a playoff position currently, as Michelle, who is very active, trying to lead Renix, and Renix can't catch up with that one. And so Colin Shuttler, who had an outstanding first half in the pipes for the visitors. First team ACC when he was at Virginia. Last guy to be a keeper and a first team ACC member for Virginia, that would be Tony Miola. And that ball is getting punched forward, and this is what I expected out of North Texas. They saw something. Eric Quill saw something, just a glimmer of it. They only did it twice in the first half where they got the ball and they just shot down the pitch. And now you're seeing a different type of North Texas. They're going to bring the ball time and time again into the position to get something on Edwards. They haven't been able to get that shot off, but here they are once again trying to make it happen, and that will sail through. Stays on the pitch. Presley will push it back and then move it forward. No personnel changes at the half. So we're seeing a North Texas that is being a lot more aggressive here 2 minutes in. Ball on the outside, now into the middle. Kamunga, can he catch up with it? He does. That's knocked away, and it should be a corner coming up for the visitors, and that's exactly what we're going to have. Okay, so the captain, Waldick, will go over there and take this one. Taken in the 3rd round of the 2020 Super Draft by FC Dallas out of Stanford. JetBlue is going to bring you this corner, and this is going to swing away from Edwards. High in the air. Intended for Hernandez. Didn't get there, but North Texas will stay on it. Rayo to Hernandez. Trying to chip it into the box. Bruce is taken down. Fighting for it. Knocked away. Hernandez trying to get his feet on it. Pushed out. Shot from distance. That's knocked away. Best opportunity so far for North Texas. That ball goes out. And I'm sure what we are not seeing right now is that Alex Bruce is lobbying for why he didn't get a point of the spot. We get to take a look at it right here actually passed it. Well, you saw Bruce right there put his hand up, Hernandez, and that shot by Waldick was knocked away. So the throw in, and here's Waldick to the outside, Hernandez inside the box, and that's knocked away. But North Texas, very, very aggressive right out of the locker room. Gomez, he'll push it out wide. Rayo, Spalding on him. Maldonado gets his pocket picked. Here comes Rivera. Has to slow things down, double teamed. Maldonado comes up with it. Buck had to play a little bit of defense, forces North Texas back. Ramirez out for Gomez. Gomez pushing it forward. And here comes the Revolution. And they're on the counter. And Michelle gets cut down, and it goes his way. Trying to see who he was tangled up with. And that was Ramirez, Rayo Ramirez out of Arlington, Texas. Played previously in Fort Worth of the MPSL, and he also played indoor in the MASL with Mesquite. There were 2 yellow cards handed out in the first half. In the 4th minute, it was Michelle from Brazil and Rayo for North Texas. That was in the 24th minute. Rayo, now Waldick, and he's got friends to the left trying to lead Rayo, but off the mark, and Edwards is able to cover it up. Earl Edwards coming down to play with the Revs 2 from the first team. 29 years old, oldest man on the pitch. He's 6'3", 205, also making him the biggest man on the pitch. Played his college ball at UCLA. Michelle to Presley and back. Ramirez playing some defense, and Michelle has to go back. And here's Spalding. He was very active in the first half. Spalding will go out wide. Serve it in. Over Rennick's head. Cleared out. And the Revolution is able to catch up with it. Rosansky ahead to Spalding and back. 51st minute. And we're scoreless. Best opportunities. All for the guys playing at home in the red, white, and blue. And Buck, the 16-year-old who signed his pro contract earlier in the week, can't control it. Buck, the leading scorer for the Revs 2. He has 3. He's started now 5 games. This is his 9th. He's played all 9 games for New England on the season. Came out of their academy. His brother is also with the club. Joseph Buck. Colin Vervuth. Rosinski. And here's Rivera. Buck now in the middle. He's been playing out wide. O'Hearn was trying to blast his way through. Sent back. Controlled by Buck. Now that ball sent forward. The header is over the net. Another opportunity in this one by Ryan Spalding. Came over from NCFC, the Cary, North Carolina native, left home. Waldick stands up and stands up Kaye well. We're seeing a lot more life out of North Texas since they came out of the dressing room. We're in the 53rd minute, and they've really controlled the pace. Had a couple of good trips down. They just haven't been able to get the shot off on Edwards. No shots on goal in this game. Clint P.A. told me his first goal of this game was to have a clean sheet for Earl Edwards, and it's easy to have a clean sheet if your opponent will not take a shot on goal. Maldonado for Gomez. And he'll go over the top. Kamungo. And the flag goes up. And there was the best play deep into the pitch that North Texas has had, trying to catch up with the Tanzanian. He came to Texas when he was 14 years old. His brother made him go to an open tryout. And at 19 years old, he is playing for North Texas. Eric Quill is so very high on Bernard Kamungo. Loves the way he plays one-on-one. Great on the ball. MLS level skills. Just getting some seasoning in League One. Edwards. Strong right foot. Presley. And here's Kamungo taking on 3. And there is that aggressiveness that you see out of Michel. He picked up a yellow card in the 4th. Could have easily have picked up a yellow card in the 2nd. So right now he's playing on borrowed time. And again, being very aggressive. The Rio de Janeiro native, 19 years old, 5'5", one of the smallest players on this pitch today. And Maldonado will go back to Dos Santos. And now Gomez. Kaiser Gomez, 6'0", 170. He's on loan out of 3rd Division in Portugal. Cool customer, great with the ball at his feet, and a very good soccer IQ. Ball will belong to North Texas, top of the pitch. Ferrero looking to throw it in, gets it back. He'll send it backwards. Allison Dos Santos. And now Gomez. And Gomez going over the top, trying to lead Bruce. And he stops it. He was going one-on-one with Colin Verveerth. And North Texas moving it quickly. They can just be a little bit more controlled, but they're definitely showing the aggression. Something you didn't see until late in the first half. 56th minute, and this portion of the game brought to you by Clear Audio. Spalding feeling the footsteps of Rio. And Allison Dos Santos thought that he was able to knock it away, but a corner coming up for New England. And all the corners today brought to you by JetBlue. You get a good look at Dos Santos. And once again, Colin Shuttler is going to have to direct traffic. He was selected out of UVA in the 21 MLS Super Draft. High in the air. Ramirez is able to clear. Spalding and Kamungo loses his feet. Spalding catches up with it. And New England trying to bring it forward. It will belong to New England. So Spalding will go over and pick it up as we stay scoreless in the 57th. Rosansky for O'Hearn. Out wide for Presley. He'll push it forward. Michel catches up with it, keeps it in the pitch. O'Hearn to Presley in the box, and that's going to find the back of the net. Justin Rennicks, the 22-year-old homegrown player, makes it 1-0 in the 58th. Michelob Ultra brings you that goal. And Justin Rennicks, at 22 years old, would definitely enjoy the beverage after this game. As you look at Rennicks, Southampton, Massachusetts native. And this was great ball movement. Michel pushing it out. O'Hearn into the box. Presley and just leading Rennicks gets a foot on it, beats Shuttler, and when you have that many chances over and over and over again in an hour's time, you will be able to capitalize, and that is exactly what Clint PA wanted to see out of his club. And Renix, the homegrown talent, finds the back of the net, breaks this game open. So now Clint PA, he wanted the clean sheet. He's a half an hour away from that, and he has a goal advantage at home. This is exactly the way New England wanted this game to go. The question of the day becomes, in the next half hour, can they continue to play defense the way they have, continue to take their chances up the pitch, because North Texas is still giving them the passing lanes to get into the final third. That's why they've had so many opportunities to beat Colin Shuttler. They finally do it. His first on the season for Justin Renix. Now the question becomes, will North Texas become more aggressive? They came out of the locker room pressing forward on the counter, going vertical, going fast. That was something they didn't do for the better part of the first half. They had a couple of opportunities that showed something to Eric Quill. They took advantage of it. But they weren't able, and they still have not been able to put a shot on Earl Edwards. And once again, North Texas giving them the space and allowing them to dictate the pace. They had the ball 65% of the time. They'll do it again in the second half. Here's Spalding. O'Hearn. For Vuth. Brzezinski. O'Hearn. He'll lead Presley. Presley will serve it in and put it out of play. We're officially an hour in, half an hour to go. The Revs trying to make it 2 in a row. Last time out at Forward Madison, 2-0. Before that, they lost 4-2 at Union Omaha. Before that, they lost 3-2 at Richmond. And that will find the back of the net. How's that? Spalding. He's been knocking on the door all day long. It is now 2-0. That goal brought to you by Michelob Ultra. So now the storyline gets even more intriguing, as New England has now scored at least 2 goals in their last 4. I was just running you down, building up to that Spalding goal. And now 4 games in a row, they put 2 on the board. 2 losses and potentially now 2 wins in a row. Brzezinski leading Spalding. Spalding, great job working it to the right foot, finding the back of the net. And it's 2-0 Revolution. Goals now just 3 minutes apart. Now the question becomes, what does North Texas do to answer? They've given up 2 after really taking advantage of great goalkeeping by Colin Shuttler. They were more aggressive coming out of the locker room. The Revolution just keeping it their game. Station to station, take the space, get into the final third, take their chances. That man right there, Noel Buck, 3 goals on the season, leading the Revolution through 9 games. He's had a couple of looks, hasn't had a clean shot. He had 1 shot that found the outside of the net, nothing that has really challenged Colin Shuttler yet. So how is North Texas going to react to being down 2 goals in basically 60 minutes? This is what defines the play. This is what the teaching moments are. North Texas has to find a way. They just need to find a way to get shots on Earl Edwards. They need to get confidence from just taking shots. New England now has an opportunity to pile it on and shut it down. Here's Rivera. He pulls up the brakes. A lot of white shirts around him. Ball has to go back. Buck sends it back to Spalding. Brzezinski. There's O'Hearn. Michelle. He'll serve it up over the head of Rivera. Spalding will come up with it. Back to Kaye. And Colin Verfurth all the way back to his keeper. And that was a strong right foot off the head of Spalding. Shuttler will come out of his office. Push it ahead from Maldonado. Here's Rivera. Two defenders, he splits them. And Dos Santos fouls. And that's a point of the spot. Jeremy Shear does not waste any time as Allison Dos Santos gives New England an opportunity to go up 3-0. Rivera cut down inside the box. We take another look. Rivera trying to split the defenders. And Dos Santos puts his body on it, knocks him to the turf. And we'll see who New England puts on the stop. And it will be Rivera with an opportunity to finish what he started here in the 65th minute. So Shuttler will look to shut down this opportunity. Damian Rivera. Right foot. 12 yards. Wide stance. He runs up and punches it hard back of the net. 65th minute, Michelob Ultra, and it's 3-0 in the 65th. Rivera, number 72, and this is the way it happens. He takes his time, shrugs his shoulders, and he just dented the ball. Rivera makes it 3-0. Wearing number 72. And as he was standing over that ball, I started to think about a guy who also wore number 72. He didn't wear number 72 when he played for the Boston Red Sox. He wore number 27 when he played for the Red Sox, and that's Carlton Fisk. When he left the Sox and he went to the White Sox of Chicago, he switched his number to 72. So just need to get a little bit of Boston Red Sox, another Boston team in there, and another opportunity. Here's Renix dancing around with it, out to Presley. Presley trying to serve it in. That goes off the body of Waldick. And we got a corner coming up, but we've got substitutions coming in. So we got two substitutes coming in. Santander Bank will bring these to you. We'll get that all sorted out for you in a moment as Michelle is over there in the corner in this corner. So Smith is going to come in for Kamungo. And we'll get the second substitution settled in a second. And that ball is stolen away. And up ahead. So Hope in for Kazoo Ferreira. So right now, Eric Quill trying to rebuild the left side of his play. And you saw both of those players already getting involved in a substitution coming up as Renix is going to come out. First goal scorer of the day is going to come out. He is lifted. And coming in for him, number 99. And that is the man that we said was our player to watch in this match. Sekulius. So Michael Sekulius is in. As Renix evening is over. And that substitution came in the 67th minute. And also a substitution of Michelle coming out. And Fujiwara coming in for him. And that makes sense because Michelle playing very aggressive throughout the evening, sitting on the yellow card. No reason for him to continue to go and give North Texas any opportunity to come back in this game when they've got a 3-goal advantage. We're now in the 69th minute. And Spalding, who picked up the 2nd goal on the evening. Here's Buck. Rosinski. O'Hearn back to Rosinski. Now Spalding. And Buck trying to hand it off. Gets it right back. Fujiwara. And he took a shot. Not sure if that was really a shot or a pass. But regardless, another opportunity, and Shuttler was able to shut it down. North Texas getting their pocket picked once again. Sekulius. And he gets cut down just inside the circle by Hope. And Spalding will send the ball over. New England has really been in control of this match since the opening whistle. They've had the best opportunities down the pitch. They've taken their chances. They had 7 shots in the first half to none on North Texas. North Texas still waiting for their first shot of the game. Here's Rivera. Sends it into the middle. Fujiwara took a shot as Sekulius kind of ran past it. Little miscommunication there for New England. Otherwise, it would have been 4-0. New England last time out with a 2-0 win over Forward Madison. And this is the game that Clint P.A. told me he wanted to have. First and foremost, clean sheet. After that, wanted to pile on the goals. And you look at the goal output for the Revolution on the season. They open up at Fort Lauderdale 1-0. They get the clean sheet. They lose 2 in a row against Richmond and Union Omaha here at home. 3-0 against the Kickers, 1-0 against Union. Now, you go on the road, you pick up a tie against Chattanooga. You have a 1-0 win. There's the clean sheet again over Fort Lauderdale. So 2 wins on the season, 1-0 over Fort Lauderdale. Then the 2 losses, Richmond, at Union. The first one being 3-2, the second one being 4-2. But that's where the goal output really started to come for the Revolution. Richmond, 2 goals in the loss. Union, 2 goals in the loss. Forward Madison, 2 goals in the win. Currently 3 goals on this one. And here comes an opportunity for North Texas. Hernandez turns on it. That shot is knocked away. O'Hearn clears it out momentarily. Waldick catches up with it just outside the box. And he's pushed back by Fujiwara. And that's sent forward. Ball finds its way into the 18 and cleared out. And coming well out of his office is Colin Shuttler here in the 71st. On the road, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM-FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Meola, Rodney Marsh, and the brand new USL All Access featuring Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, Premier League, and UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Another opportunity, another trip down the pitch for North Texas. And there's Hope trying to turn the corner. He gets cut down against O'Hearn, and O'Hearn will go into the book in the 73rd minute. And a set piece opportunity for the visitors from outside the box. And we take a look at this one. Hope battling O'Hearn, trying to turn on it, and O'Hearn just cuts him down. So this will be about 7-8 yards outside the box to the outside. And we'll see what North Texas decides to draw up. They've had one set piece opportunity along with a couple of corners, and they haven't really been able to take advantage. And it looks like Dominic Hernandez is stretching out here at Gillette Stadium as Presley is also being worked on. Both teams have made a couple of substitutions. The rules for substitutions in 2021 here in USL League One, you can make 5 substitutions at 3 different times throughout the game. It looks like Presley will try to walk this one off. He'll go off the pitch under his own power, and we'll see what Clint Piet decides to do in terms of substitution. It looks like he is going to make another move. That will come after the set piece. All right, so we'll sort all the substitutions out here in a moment as Hernandez looks like his evening is over. Hernandez came out, so we'll get that cleared up here in a second. Hope's going to be on this one, so we'll see what the recent addition to North Texas does with this in-swinger. Goes right at it, and that's headed away. And now we'll have a few more substitutions that we can work on. Okay, so Presley is coming out. All right, so Presley out. And it looks like Sekulius will come in. And also O'Hearn is going to come out. And all the subs tonight brought to you by Santander Bank. Fritas. And a throw-in coming up as the other substitution for North Texas. Blaine Ferry came in for Dominic Hernandez. This corner is brought to you by JetBlue. In-swinger. Short, headed up and over, and Edwards at 6'3" snatches it out of the air. So here's another substitution for New England. Dennis Ramirez coming in. And Noel Buck will check out. So Ramirez for Buck in the 78th minute. So Buck in his first game as a pro with one shot and nothing to show for it. But he had a lot of touches on the night. Moved around very, very well, and that is a player at 16 years old that New England is incredibly high on. And for North Texas, they just need to close out this game. Doesn't look like, by the way that they've been playing, they're going to be able to mount an unbelievable comeback. But they can leave this road trip with a few opportunities at Earl Edwards. This game has been pretty much the same throughout. New England with opportunities just to march down the pitch because North Texas has given them the opportunities. Getting into the final third and taking their chances, and they've scored 3 times as a result. Good defense right there as Rayo went to the turf. Ferry will swing this one out, brought to you by JetBlue. North Texas, they've been more aggressive in the second half, but they really haven't taken their chances at net. And here comes Ramirez. All out sprint, and he can't catch up to his own pass. So Smith will throw this one. Nope. Last touch by Smith, so it will be Spalding who will throw it in as we're now in the 80th minute. Spalding gets it back. Last touch by Spalding. Smith will throw it in. Trying to get it back. Trying to give it to Ferry. Maldonado will throw it in for Gomez. Here's Ramirez sending it forward. And that's cleared out. One of the best in-play opportunities for North Texas on the day. And so a corner on the other side, also brought to you by JetBlue. All-out sprint there, Ferry. He was looking up, trying to decide if he wanted to pass it. I think that look up was the difference between taking a really good look at goal as Edwards punches it out, headed back in by Waldick. And Hope it come into the pitch. And he'll serve this one up again, JetBlue. JetBlue corner. And so Ferry will swing this one towards Edwards. And he drives it short, kept in play. And we'll do it all again. So Ferry will go on over. Be great if Ferry would lift this one up and give his teammates an opportunity to head it on. 3 white shirts in the 6. And he does lift this one. And that's punched out by Edwards. North Texas will catch up with it. And have the throw. They'll go backwards. They came out of the dressing room a little bit more aggressive than they had been in the first half. Had a couple of opportunities, but did not take shots on goal. Smith getting turned around. And that will go against New England. So set piece opportunity in the 82nd minute. Hope will put it down almost from the same exact spot he took one a few minutes ago. The Barbasol is down. And from the angle with the right foot. Two white shirts towards the front, just outside the 6. Lifts it high and wasted opportunity for North Texas. This will be a disappointing road trip for Elric Quill. And so the 22-year-old Alex Bruce, his evening is over here in the 83rd minute. And coming in for him, Van Hees, Rickson Van Hees. And Edwards will take his time. Up 3-0 in the 83rd minute. Looking for their second win in a row. And Hope sent it the other way. We have not had a lot of play in the middle of the pitch throughout the evening. Both teams have kind of given up the advantage in the middle. And that will go all the way back to Shuttler. This will be the first back-to-back winning efforts by the Revolution on the season. They will improve to 13 points and pick up their 4th win on the campaign. Just to give you a recap on the scoring, started with Justin Rennicks in the 58th minute. Just 3 minutes later, Ryan Spalding made it a 2-0 affair, and then 4 minutes later, Damian Rivera. Fujiwara into the corner. A little battle there, kind of hard to see. Ball stays in play, and then it will belong to North Texas as we enter the 85th minute. Hope off the chest. Player down for the Revolution. That will go out of play and we'll stop for a moment. New England has to be very, very happy with the play of that man right there, Ryan Spalding. Very aggressive throughout the game, moving the ball well, picking up a goal, getting involved in defense when needed. That was all ball. New England, even though they're up 3-0, still the aggressors in this game. Ball back to Edwards. And that will get played out. So North Texas with an opportunity to do something in the final third. Van Hees surveying his options. Throws it over the head of Ferry. Rivera, he gives it up. Headed on and nobody there for North Texas. So now we're in the 86th minute, and it's only a matter of time for this match to be academic. Edwards once again will milk the clock, put it down just right. Back up. You can tell at 29 years old, he has MLS experience, milking the clock just enough. Aggressive play by Spalding will draw the whistle from Jeremy Shear. And that will just slow things down. The advantage actually goes to the Revolution. Brzezinski for Vuth. And New England doing a good job of playing keep away and then earning the whistle, and as a result, more time will come off the clock. Despite the whistles by Jeremy Shear, this has been a fast-paced game, 1 minute of added time in the first. And quickly to his feet was Freitas. Brzezinski. Back to Kaye. He'll get it back. Freitas dancing around with it, going back into the middle. Brzezinski finding some space. Nice leading pass just outside the box, now into the box. And that opportunity, one of the rare opportunities that you've seen New England kind of not take advantage of. But it also goes to show how easily New England has been able to get into the final third, stay in the final third, because North Texas has just given them too much space. And New England has been able to exploit that space. They steal it away once again. And here's a set piece opportunity is Fujiwara is taken down. So So about 28 yards away as we get into the 89th minute. And I don't expect we're going to have much added time in this one. Sarakowski having a conversation with Spalding. Perhaps making some dinner plans in the Boston area. And it will be a celebratory dinner for the Revolution. And Sarakowski will take this one and milk the clock all at the same time. He'll back off, use that right foot, and expect him to go right at it. And he does, right into the wall, getting it back, and now New England can just run down the clock. Spalding taking it to the corner. Last touch by him, and now in the 90th minute, Shuttler. In North Texas, see if they can close it out. They can't. In the final minute of regulation, they do get into the final third. See if they can get a goal to clear this one out. Hope back in the box, serving it into the middle. Nobody in a white shirt to try to make a play on Edwards. Edwards waiting on it. Ferry was there, lost the handle. Here comes New England coming the other side. And North Texas, as we hit 90, we're going to have 3 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure. And the added time is brought to you by United Healthcare, proud partner of the New England Revolution. So right now, with just under 3 minutes to go, North Texas has an opportunity to at least put one shot on Edwards. Maybe just get a stoppage time goal that they can think about on the plane ride back to North Texas. Just outside the box and a lot of congestion. That's been kind of the difference. When North Texas has been in the final third, you've seen a lot of blue shirts. And they've really limited the opportunities of the visitors. And here's one here, headed away. Ferry trying to put his head on it. And New England is able to clear it out. Shuttler. And you hear higher, higher being shouted from the sideline. Hope to the corner. And Kaye doing a great job of trying to usher it out. Hope was just trying to knock it into Kaye. It doesn't happen. And Edwards now will be able to milk even more clock as we're more than halfway through 3 minutes of added time. Shearer trying to usher him along. Edwards to kick it away. And Edwards puts his foot into it. And Earl Edwards earned himself a yellow for wasting the time. And that might add a few seconds after we get to 93. We'll see what Jeremy Shearer decides to do in this 3-0 affair. This is exactly what Clint PA wanted. He wanted a clean sheet first and foremost. Talking to him earlier in the week, he said, I'll take the clean sheet. After that, if I can get at least 2 goals, I'll take it. He gets 3. And here comes the home team once again. North Texas, maybe with one more opportunity. They'll play it at the top of the pitch. And that's knocked away. Now Ferry sending it forward. Here's hope. And is there hope that North Texas can get a goal in the final seconds of this match? No, there isn't. The Revolution, 3. North Texas, nothing. And you see Clint PA with the handshake for Eric Quill. And you see Michelle there, the assistant coach for North Texas, who played for Miami FC a few years ago. And so Clint PA gets exactly what he wanted out of this return home. A 3-0 win over the visitors from North Texas. Now 13 points on the campaign. Let's take a look at the save of the match. And we go very early in this affair. First save in this one presented by Michelob Ultra as Colin Shuttler shut down that header. Shuttler was fantastic for North Texas. I know he gave up 3 goals, but he was really challenged in the first half, and he did not give up a single goal. He just couldn't keep that going. And you look at Jeremy Rennicks right there. He got the party started in the 58th minute. The homegrown talent out of Southampton, Massachusetts. And he is our man of the match presented by United Healthcare. And it was a pretty one. 3 goals in this one, 58, 61, and 65. Don't go away. We've got more on the other side of the break here on ESPN+. Welcome back, everybody. New England Revolution get a 3-0 clean sheet for Earl Edwards and Clint PA. Exactly what they wanted to do today. This was textbook soccer for the Revs too. And this match was brought to you by, and that score brought to you by, Santander Bank. All right, now let's talk about the play of the match, and this one brought to you by NL. It is that second goal. It's Spalding's goal. He earned this one all game long. Great ball movement. Look at Spalding. Working to the left, gets the ball to the right, right foot, back of the net, was going upper 90. Just absolutely beautiful. He had a teammate that made him look like Nani. That was another Nani performance. If you saw that goal last night for Orlando City, Nani going upper 90. Spalding must have been watching the highlights of that match against Inter Miami last night. And Spalding is our play of the match. And we go to the highlights brought to you by Gillette. And for the highlights, we're going to give you all 3 goals. We'll start in the 58th minute. Rennicks. And this all starts Michelle tracking it down, pushing it out. Here's O'Hearn, then Presley, And just the outstretched foot by Renix gets the party started, and the homegrown talent makes it 1-0. That actually is the game winner. You get to see it once again a little bit closer. Renix inside the 6 just runs it on. 1-0. We move ahead, 61st minute. You just saw this a moment ago. It's so good, we got to show it to you again. Spalding running on, working left, cuts right, boom, back of the net, 2-0. Get to look at it even closer. Loving this. What technical skill just to come back around, get his defender to bite to the left, and he goes right with the right foot. It's 2-0. We move ahead, 65th minute. How about Damian Rivera? How would you like to score a goal? He gets cut down. Then he goes to the spot. Shrugs his shoulders and just crushes it. 3-0. That is the way that it goes. We go to the stats. The stats are brought to you by Geico. No red cards, a bunch of yellow cards, only one offside possession. North Texas possessed the ball a little bit more in the second half, but not enough. 5 shots on target, 14-5. Overall, North Texas picked that up in the second half, but the only stat that ever matters is the one up top, and that is 3-0, the win for the Revolution. Hey, folks, such a pleasure to be with you. Really appreciate you being with us here. For everyone associated with this broadcast for the New England Revolution, for North Texas, I'm Bruce Silverman. Thanks for being with us. 3-0 Revs here on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.